Will you make a video of IS3? Guys, I have a confession to make. I don't like IS2 and IS3 that much compared to IS4. And there's a very specific reason for that. Take any other roguelike game, for example Slay the Spire. The objective of Slay the Spire is to finish the Act 3. However, there is an alternative ending that is slaying the heart on Act 4. How do you get to Act 4? You have to get 3 keys. One is by sacrificing a campfire, the other one is by killing a more powerful elite, and the last one is by sacrificing a chest. So as long as you do that, and you will do that, there is absolutely no reason why you can't do that, then you're certain to go to Act 4 and get the alternative ending. Now for IS2 and IS3, the issue I have is that all alternative endings are gated behind encounters, and these encounters are not granted at all. There is even a joke in the Arknights community that is finding the necessary encounters to get to ending 4 in IS2 is basically impossible. For IS2, you have to find a specific encounter for ending 2, 3, and 4. And for IS3, you have to find a specific encounter for ending 2 and another specific encounter for ending 3 and 4. Meaning, sometimes you can do everything you want and you still won't get the specific encounter and you won't be able to have the ending that you want. And that annoys me. That really annoys me. This is why I don't really like IS2 and IS3 that much compared to IS4, because in IS4, it's very different. If you get a lost and found and there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to get a lost and found, then you can go to ending 2. If you get a scouting node and there's absolutely no reason why you wouldn't be able to get a scouting node, then you can get to ending 3. And if you get the Horizon Invitation, which is an item that costs 1 in the shop, and then another encounter, then this encounter is guaranteed to be the one that will lead you to ending 4. So that means that it's very rare that you're not able to go to the ending that you want. And this is why I really like IS4. Whatever I do, I know I'll be able to get the ending I want 99% of the time. So yes, I will make videos of IS3, but the issue is I never be able to guarantee getting to a certain ending. So that being said, let's get to a nice IS3 video before IS5 releases. And in this video, we're gonna get to ending 1.
I love democracy.
IS3 is a bit different in its approach than IS4, I would say. IS4, you need a lot of lane holding and, if possible, some AoE or even a lot of AoE, because a lot of the early stages will demolish you if you don't have enough lane holding or AoE. In IS3, I would say it's not as important, which is why a lot of people struggle when IS4 was released, because they didn't understand that they wanted different things. They wanted more AoE, they wanted more lane holding. In IS3, what you want is most notably anti-air damage, because there's a lot of aerial units and a lot of ranged units. You want healing, because, well, a lot of ranged units mean you're gonna take a lot of damage, usually. And you also need stun, which is why Crusalter is, well, notorious for being an extremely good unit in IS3. Nowadays we have Typhon, so it's not as mandatory as she was, but still, she is still pretty good. In fact, I'm gonna do a run with Crusalter, because why not? You know what, let's go with no bonus, I don't care. So yeah, as I said in the intro, we're gonna go for ending 1, because I can't be bothered trying to find ending 2 or ending 3. I might eventually post some ending 2, ending 3, or ending 4 IS3 runs, but yeah, not really today. Also, I'm awaiting IS5 a lot. Midem was just announced, so that means IS5 is gonna come soon. I'm gonna go and do a blind run, record myself playing IS5 for the first time. It's gonna be a nightmare, but eh. Alright, resourceful. Let's go with slow and steady wins the race. And let's pick Crusalter. So as you can see, in IS3, non-free 3-star units cost 1 hope, as long as you're at least in Surging Waves 3, which is actually problematic, I would say. So here we're gonna pick the Reserve Caster, and for Defender, we're gonna pick the Reserve Defender. This is a pretty bad starting team, but It should still be fine for the early stages. Oh! Well, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to click on cruise, but alright. 1 wasted dice. Off to a great start. So this starting squad with upgraded dice is pretty good, most notably for Wish Fulfilled, because there's a lot of chance you're gonna get double relics. So yeah, pretty good. We are only gonna get up to 6 hope for now, so we can recruit a 6-star. Which is pretty bad, but it's alright. We could recruit a Mia. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna need more damage, so yeah. Oh, there's a spiky chest. Okay, so let's deploy a Mia right away. I'm a bit afraid of the emergency. It depends on the emergency. Okay, well, so we can E2 a Mia, sure. Yeah, I don't have any hope, so yeah. Let's recruit. We could pick you official. Like, having a stun in IS3 is really good, as I said before. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay. This is one of the easiest emergency, I would say, so I was pretty lucky there. And we get E2 Cruise. Sure, I'm gonna pick this. Let's hope we get hope there. And we do get hope, so that's very good. So we could recruit a medic. Could recruit, for example, Reed or Calcid, but keep in mind that in IS3, enemies have a lot of resistance. So if you want to recruit someone that deals arts damage, you have to justify it. Like, for example, units that have resistance penetration, or units that have utility somewhere, so yeah. For example, Monster could work, right? Like, I mean, Calcid, obviously. I could pick a Calcid. Calcid isn't bad at all. It's just that, again, as I said, usually you want more range damage, so here I'm still gonna pick Reed, or Free Papyrus. Do I want this? As you can see, Reed inflicts arts fragility, so increases arts damage taken, which isn't bad. I feel like I'm gonna pick Papyrus and hope I get another type of voucher. We could pick the Crane. Yeah, sure. I kinda don't want to reroll this shop. Alright, no debuff. Let's see, so there's a fight before the emergency. And there's also a battle there. This should be free, I think. I almost never played Papyrus, since she's relatively new, but we're gonna see. Remember, if you don't need a skill, don't use it. Though we're probably gonna need it here, I'm not sure. Maybe not. We need Cruise's skill, but that's about it. Alright, let's hope we get something more interesting than a medic, because we really didn't need a medic or even Reed. We probably want like a guard that is able to hit aerial units, or a sniper. A sniper would be ideal. Okay, we get the toy, obviously. Vanguard isn't bad. Like, Ines is really good. Ines is really good in IS3. She can hit aerial units. That's very good. Okay. So far, pretty easy. But we're gonna need some power spikes soon, because it's gonna get hard real quick. Okay, OMEs take 20% more damage. It could be useful and with some units. So here, one of my favorite units to pick in IS3 is Golden Glow, because there's a lot of stages where units are very far away. And Golden Glow has here more arts damage, she has resistance ignore, and she can hit enemies from very far away. So here we're gonna pick Golden Glow. Absolutely. And we can even E2 her with the emergency dispatch. Do we have a key for regular fight? No, not really. Okay, this is usually a pretty hard stage, I'm not gonna lie. As you can see, Ines is good in IS4, but also in IS3. There we go. So far we still don't have any E2 6-star, so it may be a bit difficult against certain fights. Okay, we got learning, which is pretty good. So far, it's a very good boost. We are slowly leaning towards a caster run, so we probably should focus on this right now. We don't get a free specialist, that's unfortunate. So let's E2 Golden Glow, obviously. One of the best units to have at E2 compared to E1. And here, Flash Camera for the first ending isn't that good. Vampire's Bed isn't that good either, though it could allow us to stack up some shields. And Abyssal Words Mask is okay-ish, I would say. I'm gonna start get some shields. Unfortunately, we get a 4, so we're not gonna get a second collectible. Okay, we get another dispatch and the shop, but do we want the shop? We have the coin originated toy, operated toy, so it's not that mandatory, but still, what are the other options? I kind of want the dispatch and the emergency ops, that's the issue. The main issue with this dispatch is that there's a fight right after. So if I send Ines, I won't have her right away, and I don't want that. I actually want to keep my Ines. I think we're gonna have to skip this dispatch. It's unfortunate, but sometimes it happens. Okay, so this is for another ending. Never mind. This is the. Oh yeah, this is the scripture, the Saint's Relic. Very good. So, can we take this one? This is usually not an easy one, but we have a lot of things. Most notably, we have Golden Glow S3, so Golden Glow is gonna carry this run, probably. So yeah, the emergency version has ballistas, which is bad, but it should be fine-ish, I would say. Yep, happens. Papyrus is pretty decent there, I would say. We can deploy a Mia. We attack speed, that's probably pretty good here on this tile. Papyrus is funny. So the penalty for losing HP in IS3 is simply increasing the light loss, which is not as bad as in IS4, I would say. Alright, let's hope this is pretty good. Okay, we haven't fought the boss yet, so it's alright. So, we can get another caster, a specialist, or a medic. I don't think we need another medic right now. I'm leaning towards caster, because once again, we have a pretty caster-heavy run right now. So, what's another caster in IS3? KO Bay is pretty good. KO Bay is very good because enemies have a lot of defense in higher ascension, and KO Bay deals more damage the more enemies have defense, right? Eafiala is pretty good too, because her talent allows her to ignore some resistance. Not her talent, I mean her module. And her S2 also ignores some resistance. So yeah, she could be interesting there. Other units include, for example, Lin. I would say Lin is extremely good in IS3 because, well, she stuns, she is a range tank. So I'm leaning towards Lin right now. We kinda need a range tank. So here, do we want to spend the original ingots and lose some attack speed? It depends. It depends on what we will get. I feel like we could probably spend some. So let's go there. Let's use Lin S1. Really easy stage for Cruise Altar. As you can see, the resistance ignore is very powerful against these crabs, for example. Here, enemies will be airdropping, which can be a bit annoying sometimes. As you can see, Golden Glow is already dealing a lot of damage. Her explosions are dealing 3,500 damage, so that's very good. There's even an argument to change Amiya's class to caster, because we have already a very caster-heavy run. Alright, with 8 hope, we can recruit another caster, which is E2 Lin. So do we spend something here? There are some interesting things. Advancements, for example. Minus DP cost for casters and more HP for casters. So that could allow Golden Glow to resist some attacks, right? Could also recruit a sniper, but we only have 5 hopes, so that's not that good. We're gonna pick advancement, and that's about it. We kinda want to keep some attack speed. So 2 interesting stages there. I really don't like this one. Although with this team particularly, it should be very easy. And this one can be sometimes even worse, but this tile in the middle in particular is extremely good with Lin. I'm gonna show you. Ah, I messed up a bit, but it's okay. Alright, we deploy Lin. And there, she's tanking everything. And in the meantime, you can shoot with Golden Glow. And do something like this. So as I said, range units, extremely powerful in IS3. Because as you can see, enemy range units hit a lot. They hit a lot. So you really need to be careful about this. You need healing, you need tanking, and you need range damage to kill all these enemies. As you can see, we don't need that much AoE damage. There's some stages that we want AoE damage, right? But they are not as prevalent as in IS4, I would say. Alright, lost 1 HP because I'm an idiot, but that's alright. Oh, we even had an objective shield. Yeah, because we are at more than 10 HP, so that's fine. Here there was an argument to try and break the chest, right? Because if we try and break it, we can get some Iridium Ingot, and this would increase our attack speed right now. But opening it here was a good decision because starting DP, right? Starting DP is just ridiculous with my current setup. We can deploy Nest, we can already deploy a Golden Glow and so on. Sniper, Defender, well, guess what? Jessica Alter was broken in IS4. She's also broken in IS3 because she can hit aerial units, and most importantly, she has a stun. And I click on Sniper because I'm an idiot. But it's okay. Again, a lot of very good units. I'm gonna show you, for example, Typhon. Typhon is unbelievably powerful in IS3. She's basically Cruise Alter, but better. This is a stage that heavily punishes you for not having any healing. Fortunately, we have 2 healers, so this should be alright. Did I mention Golden Glow was extremely powerful for IS3? And then we tank with Lin. So here you need to kill these 2 bosses at the same time, which can be tricky sometimes, but with our current setup it's not that difficult. There we go. So we have an extremely good run so far. Again, we started with no 6-star, and this is the result we have right now, so just goes to show how good a run can be. So Civilite Eterna is extremely good with Medicamia. Scout Scope is also extremely good. Scout Scope works extremely well with Golden Glow. So currently our main win con is not Amiya, it's Golden Glow, so we are picking Scout Scope. Otherwise we would have probably picked Civilite Eterna because Civilite Eterna is extremely powerful. Like you can basically like 3 or 4 shots high more, so the boss with Calcit if you have Civilite Eterna. But here again we're picking Scout Scope because, well, it works better with our current setup. We are going to recruit another Defender because we don't have a lot of blocking. Alright, what do we get? Concentration Disorder on Reserve Operator Melee. Concentration Disorder is basically the most non-impactful debuff in the game in IS3, because, well, all it does is your skill activates automatically, which can be sometimes considered a buff even, so it's not really a problem. So there's an emergency dispatch. We could send Typhon, which is not that bad. We currently don't need her that much, so I'm leaning towards this. We have a lot of stun already. The next emergency could be problematic, but again we have Turbo Boost Golden Glow. We need to boost her even more, but so far it's pretty good. So this stage heavily punishes you for not having any Vanguard because enemies come very fast. I can show you Cruise Alter 2. As you can see, Golden Glow is destroying these enemies. But now it will be Cruise Alter's time to shine. So these are the main enemies that you want to kill with Cruise Alter, right? As you can see, the stun procced, and now it's going down in the pits. So let's see if she can solo them. meaning if she can remove their stun. Otherwise I'm gonna use Golden Glow, but let's see. She has 20% chance to stun, and there we go. She stunned them both. And now you can basically block them if you want to. So there you go. That's why Crusalter is considered to be very good in IS3. Because once these enemies are grounded, they are not as dangerous as they are when they are in the air. They can do any ranged attack. So yeah, that makes them very inoffensive, I would say. Alright, let's open this, sure. Charger, Pioneer, and Tactician, that's not really good. But, alright. So we can pick a Supporter. Supporter is really good because, again, our win con right now is Golden Glow, right? So what do we want when we have Golden Glow? A buffer. A buffer like Heidi, for example. Emergency Dispatch, so we send the Typhon. We could send the Ines, but I feel like Ines is currently very important in our setup, so we can't afford to lose her. I'm not sure if we can use Heidi in this stage. It could be difficult, but we could pull it off. She's dealing 5,000 damage to them. Again, this is a caster run, so Lin is obviously doing very good there. Might have to leak him. That would be unfortunate, but we can slow him. We had 13 dice. I forgot that we had so many, such many dices. Jesus Christ. Alright, that's a good route. And we kill him. Yeah, that's the perk of this squad. We have a lot of dices and I've, well, forgot to use them. Not that we needed them at some point, right? Alright, God, so we could pick a Lapland, but like, do we really need that? Not really. Yeah, I'm simply gonna like skip, pick a Melantha. It doesn't matter if it's 1 hope, like we still have 5 hopes, so it's alright. What we want right now is probably more SP regen with Golden Glow. Let's slow him. Oh, that's not enough slow. Well, it's okay. It's only 1 HP. Once again, HP aren't that valuable as they are in IS4. They are there to be used. It's okay, it's only -3. I believe these were all objective shields too? I'm not sure. Yeah, these were all objective shield, so I don't really care. Alright, can we make our Golden Glow bigger? For each Curse Courier you have, all AI units gain defense plus 25% and resistance plus 10. So, we have, I think, 1 Curse Courier. We have Emergency Light, and that's it. So that means it reads as all allied units gain plus 25% defense and plus 10 resistance, which is pretty good. We actually need some defense and resistance for the last boss. And currently we're not going for a physical damage run, so I'm gonna pick this. We could probably pick Ray, because, well, Ray is obviously very good. Whistle is also an option, Narantuya is also an option, there's a lot of options there. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Narantuya simply because I love her. So here, we don't have any key. So let's use this. So I'm going to trade this because it's useless. And we are getting Malediction, which is unbelievably powerful here. Alright, what can we get here? Cetera Jerky is obviously very good. Not that much in this run, but it's already pretty good. This is useless, I don't care about getting more light. This is pretty good, I would say, but this is much better. And we get another one. And what's the other one? Yeah, it's kind of counterintuitive because we don't want to spend our ingots right now, but we're gonna see. Alright, Typhon has returned. So do we want this shop? Simply because there's an emergency right before, we could. But there's also Wish Fulfilled at the top. Again, Wish Fulfilled are very good with this squad because we have a lot of dices. We can get 6, 7, or 8s in order to get the double relic. Currently, getting more relic is good because it boosts the Broken One learning. So yeah, we could probably try and go to this Wish Fulfilled. Although there's no emergency on the way, huh? Yeah, I didn't see this. There's no emergency. So might as well go for the emergency at the bottom, I would say. Or in the middle, if we don't want this shop. Yeah, I mean, we could still go to the shop. Again, it's not because you have the coin original or operated toy that you don't want to shop, right? So yeah, we're gonna try and get to the shop. This seems fine to me. We probably want to E2 the IS, we probably want more SP regen, and we want more squad size. And there we go, there's no more enemy. So what I said before about Golden Glow, right? So as you can see, Cruise Alter stunned them both, pretty good. Sniper, caster, so we are gonna E2 Narantuya. The main issue here is that we won't have enough hope to E2 the Ines, but that's alright. So probably want this one, right? Unless it's too difficult. This one is very difficult, but we have invisible... Oh, we don't have invisible reveal though. Okay, so maybe I'm not gonna pick this one. Yeah, this is a very difficult emergency usually. You know what? I'm gonna go for the top path. We could E2 the Ines or get more squad size. I would say E2ing the Ines is more important. Because again, if we encounter the invisible stage, then yeah, it's very important, I would say. So our main win con is still Golden Glow, but we have more support to her. Like Narantuya, this kind of things. This is a stage that heavily punishes ground allies. As I said, ground units and blockers in general are less valuable in IS3, I would say. Range units and healers are much more valuable. We're gonna need some stun in the bottom for these guys. These guys' dodge can be deactivated by stunning them, so Typhon and Cruise Alter once again are very good here. There we go. We could have probably taken some emergencies, but I am never too confident about emergency and last floors. Also, our run is extremely good right now, so why? No free caster, that's unfortunate. Let's pick the Durin. Just so she can tank some attacks, maybe. This is, in emergency, one of the worst emergencies in the whole game, because there's a lot of enemies, and they are all ranged. This is one of the worst fights in the entire game. Here we're gonna breeze through it, right? But usually it is extremely difficult, extremely dangerous. So yeah, and then we are pretty good. So again, we have these mantises. And Cruise is gonna stun them. And they are now basically harmless. Okay, now Typhon is operational, and all of these mantises are not an issue anymore. There we go. Here getting more Iridium Ingot is basically useless because we have 70. I don't think there's another... Oh, maybe there's another fight and I'm tripping. We'll see. Okay, unfortunate. Vanguard, Supporter. We can E2 the Heidi, even though mine, I think, doesn't have any mastery, but that's okay. Which fulfilled. Let's see. Spinach can be interesting. One out photo is pretty good with Typhon and my other snipers and makes them more useful in general. It's either Spinach or one out photo. I would say, because I don't have a lot of synergy with Spinach, I'm probably gonna pick the photo. Only getting 5, unfortunate. And for the last encounter, sure. Getting a random curse collectible is actually pretty good, because, well, we are at the end of the floor, so curse collectibles aren't gonna do anything most of the time. And also it's gonna increase our defense and resistance. So yeah. Lose 15 SP, that's obviously the worst one, but it's not that bad, because we're gonna probably destroy this boss. I'm gonna pick you official just in case we need a stun. I'm wondering which skill I want with Narantuya. I think S2 is fine in this stage because whenever I need AoE, I think it's pretty good. Also, I'm only gonna lose like 8 SP instead of 15, so yeah, that's alright. So remember guys, the key to winning IS3 usually is range damage, healing, and you don't need that much lane holding and AoE damage as in IS4 for example, right? You need stun, you need range damage, you need medics and healing in order to survive all the range units there are. I didn't even show some stages where there are like, you know, these casters that cast spells that deal corrosion damage. So yeah, just be careful about that in general and that should be fine. Alright. So this is the boss. She doesn't like to be stunned. Which is why if you have Crusader or Typhon, I strongly suggest using them. Lin also works, right? And there we go, that was the boss. I had like basically the perfect team for this. Like I had a lot of stun, I had a lot of range damage. So obviously it wasn't that hard. Usually if you don't have like some units that can stun and in range, it can be very difficult, right? Here my units were also able to tank because again the thing that allowed Stack Curious, Curse Curious to give me defense and resistance was actually very useful there. And there we go. So that's how you win a run in IS3 for at least for ending 1. For ending 3 is basically the same. For ending 4 you want some block, right? But ending 4 is very dependent on some collectible that you may get or not. And in ending 2 you actually want even more healing and one unit that can tank a lot, so it can be like Hoshiguma or something. So yeah, there we go. So there was a Surging Waves 12 run. Hope you appreciate it, and thank you for watching this video.